Okay, I'm kind of tired of doing stupid little videos. When I get back to why I started doing these things in the first place. This is a little track I just did. It took me about half an hour just playing around, messing with some elements here. Uh, I just called this the new Acid Heads Groove. And I'm going to kind of walk you through what I've done here, what all this stuff is, and why I've done it, the way I've done it. Okay. So right here you got a beat, and then you got a copy of that beat, and then another copy. Now this first copy, I've gone in and I've raised the pitch of it by 2 levels, which is actually only half a tone. And this one I've lowered it to. Now why I did this is because I'm kind of making just a dance track here. It doesn't have to be really complicated. You can get away with just using loops. But what you need to avoid is having it sound repetitive. You don't want it to sound the same all the way through, unless you're going for that. I mean, there is some dance stuff that, it is incredibly repetitive, but, loops really don't work for that sort of thing, because to make a beat good enough that you can just have it run for 10 minutes and nobody cares that it's the same thing for 10 minutes. It has to be a damn good beat, and you can't get away with using loops to do something like that. Well, maybe, if you were really, really good, and you might be able to, but I doubt it. So anyway, I've gone in here, and I've got this beat right now throughout the whole track, but to kind of break up the repetitive nature of using loops to make your tracks like this, that's why I changed the pitch there. And then I've got another beat down here that rides out that's just the same, only this one is more of a backup to the beat. This one, I've got it set a bit louder, and this one is just a little bit lower. It's only 1.6 dB lower. Okay, but the reason for that is that I want this one to be the drive of it, but this one's going to provide some color, some texture. Sorry. And then down here, I've got my bass line. It's a deep, deep bass line, and I've actually got that down the same volume as this beat, because I don't want this to be real loud, even though it's a dance track. Actually, the reason for that is that really, when you're working on dance music, any kind of music, rap, hip-hop, anything, you want to turn your bass down on your computer, because you gotta stop and think that people that listen to this type of stuff all the time usually have their settings on their computer, the dance clubs or whatever, they're using heavy subwoofers, they've got everything set to where the bass is going to be thumping really hard, so you don't want to have the bass blasting at you when you're working on these things, because if you do that, you could blow people's speakers out, okay? So you need to work with the bass at kind of a subdued level, and then let their equipment do what it's meant to do, which is boost it. Okay. So I'm going to be putting this track up on acidheads.com, my site, in the members only area. I'm kind of messing with people here a little bit, but I'm kind of tired of giving everything away for free and people just kind of trouncing all over my site and never leaving any tracks, so to speak. So this is going to be going up, but on the members only area of the forum, which means you're going to have to register to get at it if you want to listen to it. Now, show you some other stuff. I've got this funky little guitar loop that I put in here, and I duplicated that out once. And then right here I've got another bass line, but it's a upper level bass. It's more of a guitar style bass, I put that in there, and this copy of the funky guitar, I have put a distortion on and lowered it further than it's at 18.2 dB. The regular one that I haven't affected is at 16.4 dB. And the reason for that is that if you're working with guitar, heavy metal, doesn't matter what kind of style of music, and you want to put a distortion on the guitar, this is a great trick. You put the regular guitar out first, and then you put a copy of it down, or you just put it out and then duplicate it. and then you put the distortion on the duplication, and you can, depending on how distorted you want it to sound, you can either have the distortion copy higher, or you can have the regular version higher. And what this does is it gives you the distortion, but it also lets all the regular sounds from the guitar, like the strings hitting and everything, remain in place undistorted, so you're getting all the sounds, not just the distortion. Okay. Then here I've got just a noise loop that I put in. As you can see, I used a break. I like to use breaks in my dance type stuff. I don't know why. It's just, for some reason, I feel like you get to a certain point, you've listened to pretty much all of this thing repeating, and then it's good to just stick a break in there, introduce something new, and then let it go again, which is what this part here is. Yeah, this is just kind of a synthesizer thing, and as you can see, I've got one of the envelope tools in effect here. If you've watched through any of my other videos, hopefully you'll know what this is by now. It's a pan envelope, so it's affecting right and left speaker channel. I've got it so that this starts at, let's see, that's, yeah, right, and then slowly moves up left, and then all of a sudden, in fact, I'm going to change that. It drops back down so that it repeats twice. It's slowly moving up, and then for that last repeat it drops all the way back down to right, and then slowly moves back to left. Now, and then you can see I've repeated this only 3 times in the whole track because I didn't want to overuse it. It's supposed to be kind of a special little thing that pops up as the track ends to finish it off, which it does. Now, the really interesting thing that I'm going to show you right quick, I'm going to go ahead and save this. That's Crunch Sequence 1. Now, I can't remember where I got it from. Damn. I feel a fool. Come on, it had to have been here. Yeah, there we go. Thought I'd lost it there for a second. Okay. This is just a trick. Okay. So what I'm doing here is that I'm actually going to use this as a central element on another track. So what's going to happen, that'll be good, is I'm not going to go, I'm already at almost 8 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this for now. But I just wanted to kind of introduce you to another trick that I like to use sometimes. It's pretty common in dance music, particularly house and psybient. But it's using an element that ends one track and then using that element to start another track. So I can actually, since I actually had that start. Okay, you see what I'm doing here? Just don't do that, damn it. Okay, so at the end of that other track, it actually is going up to the left. So this one is going to start left channel, left speaker, and then move to the right, and then back and forth again. So you're getting a continuation that way. See, I could take this and do anything I wanted to with it, but because I'm using that one single element to continue on through the track, you're actually creating something that could be an entire album doing this trick. Okay, so I'm at the 9-minute mark. I'm going to shut up now, and I hope this gave you some interesting ideas. And have a good day. Thanks for watching.